Howdy, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. Today is Taco Tuesday, and I've got quite a few meals I can throw down on for once. Thank God for that. But I have some ground beef. I could whip up some tacos. I'm not really sure which way I'm going to go. I have some nice raviolis I can whip up, some mushroom raviolis that look really good. And anyway, so just as a quick reminder, today is. Guess who didn't turn his phone off? Since nobody's in here, I'll be right back. Hang tight. All right. Sorry about that. I was telling myself, G Money, remember to put your phone on airplane mode. Guess what G Money did not do. So anyway, this day, 22 years ago, we were trying to rebuild as a nation. And due to the tragedies of 9/11, if you have not yet watched the live stream that JJ Drones did on his channel, I encourage you to go watch that. There was a lot of good data shared on that about the incident. I learned a lot. I did a lot of the research on some of the numbers. I thought I knew a lot about those incidents already, but I had a lot to learn. So if you can go over to JJ Jones, watch the replay of his live. That was Sunday night, and it was really good event. Really good event. Excuse me. So I'm hoping for a few more people to get in here. I have something unusual, something different today. I have a box next to me, and it's almost like a time capsule, so to speak. And I'm going to share it with you. I've glanced through some of it. I didn't dig super hard. When I realized what each portion contained, I was like, wow, this is going to be really cool. This is going to be really cool. So in the meantime, waiting for a couple other viewers to come in. When I grew up as a kid, I had an aunt that lived for a lot of times she did live in Pennsylvania, different parts of Pennsylvania, but she lived in an area near Longwood Gardens. Longwood Gardens is a very famous, like, horticultural type thing. It's just really beautiful up there in Chester, Pennsylvania. And she lived in this beautiful cabin that had a deck that wrapped all the way around, and all the walls were all glass, like sliding doors. And then it went down. It was kind of like in this valley. So if you're facing the front of her cabin, you're looking at all glass, and then there was a hill all wooded, went up that way. And then she had like a big pond or a lake. I guess it'd be considered a pond. It wasn't quite the size of a football field, but it had a lot of nice fish in there. And I used to love fishing there. But I used to use a lure. It's called a red devil. It's red and white spoon. And I used to cast that at sunset up against the bank, and I would slaughter the fish. But you would hear all kinds of weird noises up in the wooded area. And I said something about that when I was young. I was in my teens, 12, 11, 13, I don't know, 12, probably 12, 13 years old. And good morning, Jason. Good morning, Melinda. And my aunt and other people said, well, there's a prison on the other side of the tree line there. And I was like, what? So I used to be scared to death of inmates escaping and, breaking in the middle of the night. I had nightmares. And to make a long story short, this massive manhunt that's been going on for 12 or 13 days, that's the prison. That's the prison that was right over the hill where I used to worry about as a kid. This escaped murderer is on the loose. And that's pretty crazy. Like, You never know. It was just, obviously that guy probably wasn't even born yet, when I was a kid, but what if, the what ifs, but anyway, I'm going to talk about I'm going to show two things, and the third I don't have readily available in front of me, but I did renew my fishing license for freshwater and saltwater today. So I'm thinking about later today throwing this rooster tail, and those are usually very productive. And then I got this little cream lure spinner. Anything with a spinner should do really well. And then I also have a chartreuse spinnerbait around here somewhere. I just got to dig it up. Then I'm going to try and go get after it. I may not fish this back pond. I may go to the front pond. That seems to be a little more productive. I've seen some action when I drive in and out. So what's this go to all the Chick-fil-A's? What? I missed something here. I don't know. I'm too focused on all the other things going on, and I'm trying to decipher something about Chick-fil-A. Now I'm hungry, and it's like you said, squirrel, chicken, whatever. But all right. So we're going to get on with the presentation, and this is going to be weird. It's kind of comical to me. Oh, that's where the murderer will be, at Chick-fil-A. Yeah. Well, he stole a van, and they recovered a van. So I think they think he possibly has stolen another vehicle. I don't know I haven't really watched it closely lately, but so I've been visiting my mother. Anybody that's watched the channel, I know that Melinda and Jason know this. She's in declining health, and she's not going to be around much longer. We all kind of know that. And I've been in her master closet before, and she's very organized, and she's been preparing for death for a long time with organization and stuff like that. So I think that's commendable. My father, biological father, also did that with a lot of his financial records and stuff. He didn't really have pictures or anything because he was not. Can you guys hear me okay? Hello. Getting some little static feedback. Can you guys hear me okay? Jason, tell me, are we good? All right. Hopefully we're still sometimes lately this plug is giving me a problem. But so anyway, I go in the master closet. I'm trying to find my mom some different shirts and pants that the rehab facility has requested. So I'm in there, and I see all these boxes. They're all labeled. They're all labeled. Hey, good morning, back to good. I believe that's Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate your input. Thank you, Jason. So there's all these boxes like labeled pictures. One addressed to my brother, one addressed to me, another one's addressed to me. I already know what that one is. That's a special gift. There's all these. It's very well organized. So I'm going to show you this box, and it has my name on it. Also has my name on the top, so there's no confusion. So I kind of went through the contents briefly. I didn't go through it real in depth, but I'm going to do that with you guys today and share what my mother is leaving me. And so this is one little thing. Basically, it's a note saying Nanny, who is basically, that's French for like granny or grandma or whatever, what she left. It was something she made for me before I was born. I have not opened that up, but here's a box. And when I opened this, I wasn't sure what was in there. I thought I had an idea. So I do have an idea now. I did not go through every picture in here, but there's a lot of pictures. So it's not really in any particular order, but I'm going to show you the evolution of G Money. And that little fella, I don't look the same, that's for damn sure. So that's one picture. That's G Money as a baby. Still have no money. Didn't have money then. Don't have money now. So that's that would be me on right there. I think you all know Santa, and that's the power of attorney on the other side. So, ladies, I know I'm going to be attractive in this picture. Just calm down, calm down. So that's G Money. When I was a little youngster, I think I was going to a GQ interview or something. I don't remember. So here's another one, ladies. Calm down. This is like my time capsule, sharing with you guys. So that's G Money when I had hair and it wasn't gray. So then this is, okay, it's a Christmas card. I didn't even open this one up. G Money with Santa. He still hasn't brought me a bait shop, yes. I've been asking for years. He still hasn't brought it to me yet. So you're going to laugh at these. This is funny. This one's funny. This is me at the beach, Ocean City, New Jersey, 5th of August. She didn't put the year. I don't know why she didn't put the year. But then this one's funny. This is the lady that's holding me. That's my grandmother. And down below is the power of attorney, and the other one, I'm not sure who that was. That might have been my cousin Patricia. No, she would have. No, I don't know who that was. So this next picture is a picture in France. They were so nice. They gave me my own pool. Check this out. I'm there in a little kiddie pool on a farm in France. I think I know what happened here. They were a little ornery, and this is once again in France at my aunt's at my aunt's farm. It was like a tiered mountainous thing. I think I just urinated outside or was about to. And that's why I was like, come on, man, just leave me alone. G Money got to go. This is the ugliest haircut I've ever seen. I wish there's no date on the back of this one. So look at that haircut. What the heck? So that's another picture. So this is, I was a little bit older here. It just doesn't even look like me. This is, I think this was junior high school. Look at that head of hair. Collar shirt, the big old collar shirt too. Look at that. I thought that was a pretty good picture. And this is funny. This is high school. This is bouncing all around. It's not in any order. I didn't mix up the order. This is how it's placed in there. This was June 8th, 1981. I was the class president at my high school, and I went to the senior prom with this young lady. That was Marcia. She was a couple of years younger than me. We were really good friends. We weren't dating. I wouldn't have minded it, but we never did date, but we were really good friends. And this is where I grew up in Wilmington, Delaware, 1206 River Road. That's just me underneath a tree. It did get cold up there in wintertime. Matter of fact, here's another cold picture here. I'm trying to figure out where this one was taken. This was 1968. January 1968. I don't recognize the location, but there it is. Snow. G Money don't like snow no more. But there you go. It's all bundled up. I think this one was in France. I was visiting some relatives, and that's what I had to sleep on when I was visiting. Calm down, ladies. Here's another hot picture for you. there you go. I had dimples once upon a time. And then here we got this one. Pretty cool time capsule. Then there was this one was done. I remember this one vaguely with my father, biological father. I got to clarify that. Notice I didn't say dad. So there's that. It was kind of like, what was that, James Dean look or whatever back then? That was so popular. Here's another one, G Money. My little jean jacket. So I'm trying to read a couple of the comments. Marsha. Yeah, Marsha was cool. Marsha was really cool. Rachel says, I don't like snow anymore either. Grew up in Illinois and would never move anywhere north. Yeah, I agree with that. This is trying to picture this one. I think this may have been at my other aunt's house. The little young fellas, a couple glasses of milk. This one, it looks like I'm in prison already. Look at this one. It's not a very good picture, but I'm already behind bars. And I might have stole a cookie or something. I don't know what I did. Look at this one. G Money and diapers. That was, I think that was in France. And here is me with my female cousin. She lived nearby, and me presenting her a birthday cake. I felt bad for her because we always got together for Thanksgiving, but she was born on Thanksgiving, so she got it. Here's another picture of me presenting. I'd have to look. I don't know if that was the same day or not. Let me check. Same. Are we wearing? That might have been the same day. I don't know. I'm looking at. Oh, here we go. This is funny. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. That's me in the background, and that's a kid named Tom Maley. If you ever heard me talk about the trooper that kind of like took me under his wing, named Julio, that was his younger brother-in-law. And so here's G Money, Mrs. G Money. This is it's an old time picture. My mom had dark hair. That's a little G Money in the background. I don't remember where that was. It may have been Rockford Park in Wilmington, Delaware. I'm not sure. Here's another one. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Here's another one. Look at the hair in the back. What do you call that? A calic? Somebody help this dude out. Get him to a barber. What the hell's going on? Then here's how my look is morphed into something different. That's when I had some hair. Yeah, so these are the old Polaroids. These things are like very hard, thick stock, whatever you want to call it. Here's another one. All right, here's another one, ladies. Calm down. There you go. Only thing cuter than that is a puppy. All right, what else we got? Oh, yeah, here we are. Where is this one? Oh, it came separate. Polaroid, it came separated. So old. I was horseback riding. It's so funny. Matter of fact, if that's where I think it is, that is in Chester, Pennsylvania, where I just talked about the escapee. That was should have been at Lenape Park, if I remember correctly, which is right in the same area. And this had to be France. Look at that old refrigerator with that old style handle on it. Pretty sure that was in France somewhere. Here's another one. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Here's another one. It's kind of good. It was one of those you pose and all that stuff. And this is really funny. I forgot about this one. Oops. My mom had a Maverick. I think it was called a Ford Maverick. I think that's what that is right there in that picture. That was at our house when we lived at 1206 River Road, and we lived in it was an old lighthouse, had converted to 4 apartments. That's in France as a kid. G-Money down by the water. So let me, I can see viewers are dropping out. Here's one blowing up some candles. Just chilling. I think that was France. Let me see here. Yeah, this was France. 99% sure on that one. Oh, here's another picture. Myself and Tommy fishing, hooking up some bass. Trying to remember the name of that pond. That was in Sussex County. I forget the name of it. So let's see here. I think this was, no, I don't know who that was. I think that was a friend of my uncle's. There's so many pictures in here. This could be like, here's a good one. In France, we always did a lot of swimming. Swimming is a really big sport in France. They had all these Olympic-sized pools, and from a very young age, we learned to swim. And back then, you could, I don't know what they were called back, like equivalent to certificates of completion or participation or whatever. I don't know. I forget what they were. Rachel, I didn't live there like full time, but I would live there like growing up for like 3 or 4 months at a time, usually during the summer. And I never lived there like full time. This is funny. When I was a kid, I had 3 newspaper routes, 3 different publications. And the guy in the middle was this general manager. They had a contest. And the guy over here, that was a kid I grew up named Steve Stritzinger. And we went out and sold all these subscriptions. And we did so well at it. We got so many points for new subscribers to the newspaper that we both won 10 speeds. That's another good story, I'll tell you. That guy in the middle, I think his name was Mr. Minister or something like that. I forget. This is a cool one. That was my neighbor, Alan Viers, Viers. They were some Virginia rednecks that moved next door to us. Really nice people, very nice family. And when they were constructing the Delaware Memorial Bridge, their father, he got killed working on that big piece of wrought iron. Took him out. That's in France again. What's this? Here's another one. Boy, it's funny how people can change over the years. Here you go. Here's a Boy Scouts of America card. And I'm going to flip it around. It has, I was in Pack 343, Wilmington, Delaware. And this was to the last day. I don't understand what this, basically this was May 1972. That other 81 thing, I'm not sure what that meant. But that was my, and some, here's a postcard. Postcard. When I was young, I would go to France sometimes by myself. You really couldn't do that in today's times. But I would fly and have the flight attendants be my supervisor. So this is a postcard I sent my mother from France. Just like 3 pictures of me sleeping as a kid. Oh, this is a cool picture. This is my first white German Shepherd. That was Elsie. And that's a funny story because when I was a kid growing up, I don't know how many old people are in here, but there was a movie about lions and lionesses and stuff. and it was called Born Free. And the mother was Elsa. And I don't know why my brain just didn't. So I was like, you know what? When she was such a little white puppy, she reminded me of the Linus cubs. So I named my puppy Elsie. For some reason, then I realized Elsie's a cow. And she was answering to it, so I never did change the name, but I was trying to name her Elsa, and I screwed that one up. Here's a cool fishing-related picture. This is a cool picture. And I'll tell you the truth on this one. I probably shouldn't, but this was, I don't have a date on this one. This was probably 18 years ago. There's a picture of me in a Oakland Raiders shirt. That fish is a snook fish, and didn't realize it at the time, but that fish was illegal, a little too long. Nothing I could do about it then, but there is myself, my mom, her husband, and I forget who the other lady was. That was at a local restaurant here in Bonita Springs called the Fish House. I hope I didn't do this. I may have done this. I don't remember this one. This is a worthless fish. I can't believe I did this. I say it was a needlefish. I didn't even know what it was at the time. And hey, Ken, what's up, buddy? So that's a needlefish. And there was like no meat on that thing. I don't know why I kept that thing. I don't know. I guess I was so proud to catch something. Here's another picture of that needlefish. Total stupidity. Now I know better. But let me see what we got here. Okay, here's two fish. This is the one on top. That's a striped mahara. Some people call them a brim or whatever. And the one below is a mangrove snapper. And oh, this is perfect. This is going to help me out so much. I've got a story time I've been sitting on. I didn't know I had this picture. But that spot right there, my mom's house, if you look like where, let me get in front of the picture here. Like if you were go like, man, I can't do this. I'm not real coordinated to do things backwards. But 4 houses in from this boat ramp. Sorry, I'm all over the place with this picture. But that, if you look real close, that's me sitting in the chair fishing at the boat ramp at Bonita Bay on the Imperial River. I've got a really cool, I'm leaving that one aside because I've been wanting to tell you a story about that. And I no longer have access to that gated community. So that's that box. So we're going to move on to a couple other things. And this is kind of funny, just going through this. And here's another one you guys are going to get a kick out of. I've always done lawn care. And recently I just did a video talking. This is so funny. I totally forgot I knew I had the business. I forget what I was called at different times. But Chris from Shade Tree America also did a video about refurbishing a lawnmower and stuff like that. So this is what my business was called, Grassman of Delaware. And the slogan said quality service at reasonable prices. And it showed all that. So G Money's also been known as the Grassman. I did not sell marijuana. I just cut fescue. That's what I did. So let me see, where can we go with this one? I did glance at a couple. This one's a really cool one. This one really, 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 when I glanced in this one, I was so happy to have these pictures. And I wish Nick Conway was in here. Hi, Cheryl, Melinda, everybody that's popped in. These pictures were in either end of 98 or beginning of 99. My father died August 30th of 1998. And we were traveling My uncle lived in Kerrville, Texas. He is now deceased, but we were traveling from Kerrville, Texas to go to Lakey, Texas. At the time, I think Lakey, Texas, the population, they had a sign there. It was either $1.99 or $2.99. I think it was $1.99, but I don't know. It could be much different now. Hopefully not. It was the coolest old country town. But there was, when you're going in towards Lakey on the left-hand side, there was a wildlife museum. It looked like a little tiny ranch house, but it had all these additions on the back. So I'm going to show you some of the pictures. They're not in any particular order, but that's my uncle. That's my Uncle Gerald holding, looks like if I'm seeing this correct, a rattlesnake. Looks like a rattlesnake. So I'm going to push this over here. This is, Lakey, Texas was really cool. It was like one of those little Western towns. And there was a drugstore, a little hardware store next to it. And I'll never forget, we were driving down that little road, and I yelled to Uncle Gerald. I said, look, look, look. And there was 2 wild turkeys walking right in front of that drugstore. And it was like no big deal to him. But to me, I thought they were props. And anyway, so yeah, Cheryl, my uncle wasn't that crazy. But that was, these are all like taxidermy items. So here's another picture inside that wildlife museum, bunch of different stuff going on there. Really cool stuff. I don't know how well you're going to see that. There was a lot of stuff here in the case. May be hard to see, but it was the coolest little museum, and it was free. And all they did is ask for donations. I know Nick and Cody down there would love this. They may have been there at one point in their lives. I don't know. Look at this stuff. This stuff is really good. Matter of fact, I have not talked to Cody in a while because he's no longer on YouTube, but I may send him some of these pictures because I know he appreciates this stuff. Look at that. That was the coolest little place out front. They had a sign. The sign was really cool. So as a joke, my uncle and I, we were bonding again, and the sign said, larger than it appears. And I was on crutches, and I was in a cast. And I kind of like held my groin. That was a joke. But anyway, so I had a picture of that somewhere. I don't know where the picture went. I think my uncle ended up getting that picture. These are not the greatest pictures, but you see a bear in the background. The walls in the background were really cool backdrops. Check this one out. That was really cool. I loved that little museum. I'm sure those people are deceased by now, but Cheryl said, I don't even think I'd hold a stuffed one. But there was some really cool stuff in here. I mean, oh, so crazy. That's another picture. I know there's a little glare. I'm trying to move it so at least you get some partial. Here's another picture. A lot of snakes in that. This is in the Frio Canyon, by the way, folks. The Frio Canyon in Texas, which is, I'd say, hour and a half from San Antonio. Really cool work. These people were really good. Well, I was an amateur, so I don't know what quality is supposed to look like, but they all look good to me. I wouldn't want to run into any one of these critters. Cheryl said she could walk on water to get away from a snake. Yeah, I think I'd learn to fly real damn quick. Look at that. Those wild boar down there. This one was really cool. This was replicated. A lot of times the deer, they'll fight and they'll lock antlers, and that's what happened here. And this guy found it like that, and he was able to replicate it and even put a backdrop. There was all these leaves in there and stuff like that. So they were locked antlers, and he was able to replicate that based on what he found the remains. So here we go. Here's more mounts. Cool stuff. Another one. I think there's like a lot of these are the same pictures over and over again. So here's a different angle of the bobcat from earlier. So this was in the Frio Canyon, like I said. This is a dried up riverbed. That Frio Canyon has the clearest water I've ever seen in my life. I kid you not. It's crystal clear. You can see fish swimming 150, 200 yards away. This is just a field. There was something there I may have been filming. I don't know. Photographing, but that's a real nice field. This is really cool. I love this about the Frio Canyon. And this road I'm going to show you would take you into, it was in the Frio Canyon it was called Major's Campground at the time. I think now it's called Zuber's or something like that. But they have these elevated, sunk, I don't know what you call it. It's like a road underneath the water, so you can cross from one side of the river to the other. And that was really cool. So there's a really cool picture in here. Once upon a time I had a great picture, but this is up on part of the mountain overlooking some of the way. Pretty much the same picture. There's a lot of, it's why it's called Texas Hill Country. A lot of hills and some stuff going on here. Hey, Danny Days, how are you? Nice to see you. My mom is dying, and I left a box of photographs. Every box was labeled differently, so I'm sharing some of the photos that my mom has left for me in her walk-in closet. These are not good pictures. I think there was some wildlife in there I was photographing. This is really cool. This is where it gets really good. The photography is not great with this camera, but this is the Frio River, and this is me. I stopped on that in the middle of the river on that raised concrete pad, leads you from one side to the other, and that's the picture. And look how crystal clear. This is going the other direction. That would be going downstream. And there is some wildlife in there for sure. I'm not sure if it was deer or what's in there by the fence. Here's a good picture. It shows how clear the water is. It's not real deep, but it was such a beautiful. That's my favorite place in the world, is the Frio River and the Frio Canyon. That's just beautiful there. I actually, if I can ever recoup financially and become more secure financially, I want to do host a meetup there. Here's another. That's pretty much a duplication of what I showed you earlier. So here's another dried up riverbed. There's all these like fingerlings, offshoots and stuff like that. So that's a offshoot of the part of the Frio River there. Here's another. This next picture. That's the Texas Hill Country. This one's really good. I like this one a lot. This is. I'm in the middle of the river. I had a big Chevy Blazer at the time. It was raised really high. And then a few hundred yards up, the river made a 90-degree angle, and there was a cliff in the background. You can't see it too well here, but look how beautiful that would be to fish or just a raft or tube down. Here's another good matter of fact, here it is. This is more focusing on the water, but this is where up over here, the river would bend around to the right. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Look how crystal clear that water is. Here's another picture. That's my favorite place in the world, without a doubt. Here's another picture, very similar to what we already showed you. So we're going to go into some of this other stuff here. So yeah, Danny, it's basically like a time capsule. My mom left for me, not in any particular order. Let me see what this one is. I forget what this one is. A lot of it's just, my mom just has a zillion pictures. I'm trying to see if there's anything that really jumps out that I got to share with you. Just a bunch of kids' pictures again, and stuff like that. I've already showed you a bunch of that. So we're going to move on from that. Then just a lot of, let me see what else here. Oh, here's some cool stuff. Yes, I did glance at these briefly. And some little birthday thing. This is an old article. I'm glad I have this, even though he was an ass. It's an article about my father. It was in a newspaper. It's titled, McKinney Youth Re-enlists in the U.S. Navy for 6 years. Jackie Galden. So JJ, Wreaths Across America, that's proof that my father did serve. He's in the Delvet Cemetery in Red Lion, Delaware. Now, these are really cool pictures. These I'm super excited about. These I am so excited about. And I talked about I think it was April of '99, I had pre-ordered a white German Shepherd that my puppy wasn't even born yet. It was a real famous kennel in Maine, Troy, Maine, and it was it's called Snowman Kennels. They had 42 acres on a mountain, and this is so funny because there's a good story to go with this picture here. So I arrived at, I think it was like 0800 in the morning, and it was a litter of 8. So every hour he had different people arising, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and he would turn over the pet to them and, tell them, whatever they need to know. So I was first. So I was there early, like I always am for stuff. So this is Casey when she was a little puppy, 8 weeks old. That's the gentleman there that owned the little homestead, whatever you want to call it. He was the husband and wife team. And this is on the top of a ridge, right? So he gives me a homemade beer and then leaves me on top of this ridge and goes down to, wait for other people. And he had such a beautiful property. Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. So I'm up there bonding with my puppy and she's running around. So I'm looking around, and then he had like a little garden plot up there. And then I look at some of the trees and I see all these scratches and stuff on, I wasn't real savvy to like bears. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't look normal. So I'm thinking, so later I say something to him when he came back up to hang out with me he kept checking on me for a while because we were going to do a couple things later in the day. And he goes, oh yeah, that's where they marked their territory. And I'm like, you left me up here with Casey, which is bait, and I have no weapon. All I have is a homemade beer. Don't do that to me ever again. So this is the kennel. And that's all the white German Shepherds. It was the best white German I can't even say best white German Shepherd kennel in the country. And I wish I can remember the bloodline, but this is Casey's mother on the ground, out of the kennel. And this is the wife holding Casey. And that's such a great picture. That is such a great picture. Forget what the mother's name was, but they're really nice people. So then my mom puts in a book for like prenatal care or something. There's invoices. There's different. There's more of my business card, Grassman of Delaware, stuff like that. So there's just a lot of just the rest of this stuff is. Oh, here's some good stuff. Here is some good stuff. This is it's a picture of my father, biological father. I didn't say dad. That's him. And here, my dad was in the Navy. I'm not sure if I made that clear earlier. It says Galden appointed assistant mail clerk of company. So that's kind of cool to see. And some of this stuff is pretty cool. My father later in life, and I kind of look at this picture and I think, man, we kind of do look alike. So, maybe he may be my father. This is an ID he had when he was a security guard. Later in life, he retired from Chrysler after 30 years. This is his old driver's license that expired in, what does that say? Oh, okay, it expired in 2000, but he died in 98. So this is, it may show the issue date on here, but that's a picture of him. It's got his Social Security on there, so I don't want to flash that, even though he's deceased. My aunt will really like this. This is my Aunt Norma, which is my dad's sister. She's still alive, living in Colorado. I need to get that picture to her. It says Aunt Love, Norma, and kids. So that was her son and one of her daughters. Yeah, it's got all the information on the back. Oh, yeah, Norma, Larry. Okay, it says Norma, age 24, Larry, age 4, Kathy, age 3, ages when picture was taken last June 1969. That's pretty cool. This is really cool. Hi, Linda. How are you? This is a tourism brochure when I lived in Bath County, Virginia. That place was really nice. Very, very nice. Some of the things there, but you talk about Mayberry as Mayberry can be. That was Mayberry. I'd say 90% of people in that county were on government assistance, and the other 10% were multimillionaires. There was pretty much no middle class. My mom was very instrumental in doing the after prom party. So this was the theme was called Nights on Broadway. So my mom helped a lot with that with a bunch of other parents. And let me see what else in here. Just there's the rest of it's just like some folders with just like some receipts, old bills, and like receipts from mortgage payments and stuff from my father's house. But so that is that, folks. Something different I wanted to share. But this is so cool. I wish I don't know if there's a way to enlarge this and keep it clear, but there's a story time coming related to that picture. If I can get that enlarged, I would be so excited. But so that's the end of show and tell for September 12th, 2023. Anybody who has just joined in, please go over to JJ Drone's channel. Watch a live he did on Sunday night, the 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It was a tribute to 9/11. A lot of the information in there was really, really good information. Very serious broadcast in remembrance of 9/11. And today is 22 years to the day that the president told us, just resume your lives. Do not give them the benefit of disrupting our lives. So 22 years ago, we tried to rebuild our lives after 9/11. So I appreciate you folks for tuning in. And I found this morning. I said, this could be really cool to share with you guys. You don't want to see old receipts and everything, but that's pretty much it, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and hope you guys have a great afternoon. It's Taco Tuesday. Anybody has anything going on, let me know. I'll be on YouTube the rest of the day. I'm just doing laundry, preparing for another 4-day work cycle. Talk to you folks. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, always know your legal limits. I just got my new fishing licenses this morning, so I'm legal again. Peace.